What a gorgeous picture here. Have a look at this video sent in to theweathernetwork.com. It's picture perfect, really. It looks like a postcard image, like on the cover of all the Christmas cards that we've been getting. New Brunswick, absolutely gorgeous, but it's been pretty destructive with all that ice coating the surfaces of pretty much everything. Kasha here. My power came back on because of this ice storm. What about you? Still a good 19,000 people off the grid. I shouldn't be asking you. If you have TV, you have power. You're one of the lucky ones, right? All right. High pressure comes into place. What I want to show you with this graphic is that the winds, they'll be picking up throughout the day on your Thursday. More active weather to come, by the way, in the form of snow for much of us in the maritime provinces, like that area you saw there, the beautiful video. And because of that low pressure system, yes, snow, but then the winds are picking up. And that means all those tree branches more vulnerable to cracking and breaking off. They could very well do so with that area of low pressure and those winds. Here's how much snowfall we are expecting with this next low pressure system, a general 5 to 10 for most of us. But where you're seeing the deeper blues, we're looking at heavier amounts, and that does include you in places like Cape Breton and another cold day, another cold night, I should say, in store for you. Hasn't been that cold for you in Saskatchewan, has it though? And it's because of all these low pressure systems. I'm showing you now also the gusty winds, Chinook winds though, for southern Alberta. That's been boosting up your temperatures. The daytime high tomorrow for you in Calgary, 9 degrees. Also above seasonal for many of us. You'll note that so many low pressure systems are redeveloping on the lee side of the Rockies, and they're all kind of connected, and really that means just some scattered flurries right across the prairie provinces for the next few days. Nothing, to call home about, nothing epic, but active weather, and that's just going to be, hampering the drive to the north especially, and then boosting up those temperatures throughout the next few days for, again, southern Saskatchewan and then throughout the province of Alberta. We do have a wind warning still in effect for southern parts of the province. So just a heads up, we have been seeing some wind gusts over 100 kilometers per hour. We did have a white Christmas throughout many parts of the country, and now the big question, of course, is Boxing Day. Do you plan on braving the streets, the malls, the weather, and what kind of weather can you expect? Well, we've got your national forecast right now. I hope you are having and continue to have a Merry Christmas. Kasha with you here. Merry Christmas from our whole team here at the Weather Network. Let's get to your weather story right away, and we're going to begin in the east, where it's been very messy, and that's just an understatement, I'm sure. A lot of ice on so many surfaces. Of course, these trees all bent over. Thousands of trees actually completely broken because of this ice storm that we had. We also had a secondary system. So in the Atlantic, there was the ice storm, and then there was another area of low pressure that followed right behind it, and it gave us a good 11 centimeters to Sydney, 20 in St. John's, Newfoundland. And of course, it was being kicked up by the really windy conditions, and then 30 centimeters fell in Bathurst. That's pretty impressive. And now guess what? Another system upon us for your Boxing Day, unfortunately. But, it's going to be pretty, but I say unfortunately because I know there's going to be a lot of activity on the roads. We're expecting a general 10 to 15. That's highest amounts really for places like Cape Breton, through the Avalon as well, and then certain areas in Nova Scotia, just a little west of Halifax. We can expect heavier amounts of snow with this next system that is rolling in mostly through the afternoon hours. It's also going to be rather gusty, so it's going to calm down with this high pressure, which is moving in through the overnight, also affecting us tomorrow morning. But then with that area of low pressure, that's going to be picking up the winds. And because of that, well, those trees that are susceptible to breaking, they could very well break because of those winds, right? Because they're so much more weak because of all that ice caking them. Okay, to the other side of the country, we have got a rainfall warning in effect for the central and the north coast. You can expect a general 80 to even 100 millimeters of rain through these areas marked in green. So that includes you in Terrace, Stewart, really central and the north coast, pushing into the interior inland sections as well, where we can see, well, a good amount as well. Let me move out of the way for you, Vancouver, Victoria. Well, still maybe up to 30 millimeters of rain, and you're going to be seeing your heaviest amount of rain through the overnight into the morning, and then it's just going to be dissipating as the day moves on. So just some isolated showers into the afternoon hours. For you in the province of Alberta, it's going to be a rainfall story for you. Special weather statement in place, though. It could be icing up, though, because the ground temperatures are cold. To the person who uploaded this video to theweathernetwork.com, good job. This belongs on a Christmas card. It's so beautiful, and it's all thanks to that crazy ice storm. I say crazy. We don't usually use that word around here, but it really did a lot of damage. Beautiful as those sites may be. Yeah, so many people still without power. A good 19,000 still in the province of New Brunswick, and many more in Ontario still. Around 10,000 in Ontario. And by the way, the power should be restored by tomorrow for most of us in Ontario, at least. All right. High pressure overnight. That means things are settling down. However, we're going to have winds picking up throughout the day tomorrow with another area of low pressure. That's going to be kicking up, well, the moisture that we have, the precipitation that we have. Here's your next area of low pressure. That's going to be bringing us snow. But like I said, it could be bringing down those trees, those limbs that are more susceptible to breaking because they're all coated by ice. So just a heads up, we're not completely in the clear when it comes to the damage associated with that ice storm. Have a look at how much snow we are expecting Thursday into your Friday morning. A general 10 to 15 right across the Atlantic, really. And then places marked in the deeper blues, you could see heavier amounts. So up to 15 centimeters, maybe even more locally. In fact, tomorrow a daytime high of 9 degrees for you in the city of Calgary. How nice is that? That is if you do like balmy temperatures, and you can thank the Chinook winds for that. They're also associated with this low pressure system to the north. Pretty much every day for the next few days, you can expect a little active weather to the north of Alberta, and then along that warm front pushing through Saskatchewan as well. Just some light flurries. We're not expecting a whole lot of moisture with this, just a heads up, but it's just low pressure system after low pressure system to the north, and that's going to be making those gusty conditions to the south, but boosting up your temperatures rather nicely. So enjoy. Here's a look at your wind warning that's in place right now in southern parts of Alberta. It does not include the province of Calgary or the city of Calgary, though Calgary has been pretty gusty as well, and we have been seeing some pretty impressive wind gusts already, over 106 or 105 kilometer per hour gusts in the city of Lethbridge. Pretty impressive. However, right now the snow continues to fly. It was a white Christmas after all, wasn't it? Made it really picturesque, but it was a mess on the roads. I know from experience. And now what do we have to look forward to? Of course, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. We're going to be joined by meteorologist Doug Gillum. Throughout this hour, he's going to let us know what we can expect into the new year and also for the month of January. And I'm not going to give anything away, but notice how cold it's been recently. Yeah, we could be seeing more of the same. Details to follow. All right, let's talk about how cold it was this morning, really. Minus 17 in the city of Toronto. Colder than that, though, with the wind chill. North Bay minus 30. Unbelievable. It was so very cold. But you know, the bigger concern is the fact that so many people were still without power. And I know power companies have been working tirelessly. They're doing a great job. They got a lot of people back on the grid, myself included. But still some people were without power Christmas morning. The winds are going to be picking up a little bit because we do have this weak clipper. And really, we're talking about gusts maybe up to 40 kilometers per hour. Not huge, but that could be bringing down some more tree limbs and branches. Just a heads up, the ones that are coated with ice, right? They still are. Christmas wishes from around the world. Have a look at this. I saw so many Ontarians really happy about the snow. Just the perfect amount of flurries flying on this Christmas day made things really picturesque. But if you had to hit the roads like I did today, it didn't make for great driving conditions. Kasia Bedurka with you here. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. So again, the snow is flying today and it will be continuing through the overnight into tomorrow as well for much of the day, dissipating finally for your Friday morning. And by the time it's all said and done, a general 5 to 10 centimeters to fall on the ground for fresh powder for a lot of us. And here's why. It's a weak clipper over the area. It is producing some gustier winds as well. In behind that system, we are expecting a little bit of lake effect as well. Hey, do you know much about the North Pole, it being Christmas and all? Have a look.